loved going on adventures. One day, the little girl was skipping along when she found a pond. The only way to go across the pond was to go over a bridge. But when she tried to cross the bridge, a mean old troll jumped out at her. He said that the only way to get across the bridge is to solve a math problem. He handed her the math problem, but no matter how hard she tried, she just could not solve it. Can you help the little girl solve her math problem?
Okay, so let's take a look at our problem here. Our problem says, Thomas spent 2 weeks at a lakeside cabin and went fishing every day. The table below shows the number of fish he caught each day of the 2-week period. So here we have a table. Week 1, on the first day, he caught 0 fish. The second day, he caught 4 fish. The third day, he caught 9 fish. The fourth day, he caught 2 fish. The fifth day, he caught 6 fish. The sixth day, he caught 3 fish. And the seventh day, he caught 4 fish. Week 2, the first day, he caught 10 fish. The second day, he caught 7 fish. The third day, he caught 5 fish. Fourth day, 8 fish. Fifth day, 3 fish. Sixth day, 6 fish. And seventh day, 3 fish. So, if he had caught X fewer fish on one of the days of the week, both sets of data would have the same range. What is the value of X? Well, before we solve this, let's take a look at some background information that could help us solve this problem.
Okay, so let's learn about the mean, median, mode, and range. We're only going to be using the range for this problem, but let's learn about all 4. The mean of a set of numbers is all of the numbers added together and then divided by the amount of numbers in that set. To find the median, you put all of the numbers in the set in order and then find the number that is exactly in the middle. The mode is the number that is repeated the most times in that set. And finally, the range is the highest number in the set subtracted by the lowest number in the set. So let's do a few problems where we use the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So for the mean, when we add 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, we will get 15. Our next step is to divide 15 by the amount of numbers we have in that set, which is 5. And once you have that, it will equal to 3. So 3 will be our mean or average for this set of numbers. For the median, you want your numbers to be in order, but in this case, it's already done for you. You want to count from the outside in until you get to the middle number, which in this case is 3. So the median for this set of numbers is going to be 3. The mode is the number that repeats the most times in a set, but since there are no repeating numbers in this set, our answer is going to be no numbers, or none. The range is going to be the highest number in the set, 5, subtracted by the lowest number, 1. So when we take 5 subtracted by 1, we are going to have a range of 4. So the range for this set of numbers is going to be 4.
Now that we know the background information in order to solve this problem, let's put our knowledge into action. We know that the first step in solving this problem is finding the range for each week that Thomas went fishing. We now know that to find the range, you need to subtract the smallest number in the set of numbers from the largest number. So for week 1, we can see that on day 3, Thomas caught the most fish, which was 9 fish. And on day 1, he caught the least amount of fish, which was 0 fish. So, the range for week 1 would be 9 minus 0, which equals 9. For week 2, when we look at the data, we can see that on day 1, he caught the most amount of fish, which was 10 fish. And on days 5 and 7, he caught the least amount of fish, which was 3 fish. So, when we use that information and we subtract 3 from 10, we know that the range for week 2 is 7. Now that we know the ranges for each of the weeks that Thomas lets fishing, let's see what we have to do next. The second part of the problem says, if he had caught X fewer fish on one of the days of week 1, both sets of data would have the same range. What is the value of X? Now to do this, the problem is basically asking how many fewer fish would Thomas have needed to catch on week 1 in order for their ranges to be the same. So to do this, you need to write an equation. That equation would be 9 minus x equals 7. Now, to solve this, you need to do the inverse of 9 and then subtract it by 7. So, negative 9 minus 9 minus 9. So then, you would have negative x is equal to negative 2. But we're not done there. You can never have a negative x. So what you need to do is divide it by the negative. So negative divided by negative. And a negative divided by a negative is a positive because they cancel out. So that would mean that x is equal to 2. Before you think you're done with this problem, just remember that you always have to check your work. So to do this, you have to plug in the value of x, which is 2, into the equation that you previously wrote. So if you have 9 minus x equals 7 and x is equal to 2, then you need to plug in 9 minus 2 is equal to 7. So first, just distribute the negative. So that would make it a negative 2, so 9 minus 2 is equal to 7. 9 minus 2 is 7, and 7 is equal to 7. So this is correct. So now we know, if Thomas had caught 2 fewer fish on one of the days of week 1, both sets of data would have the same range. Congratulations, you finished the problem. Go take another adventure.